Hello, and welcome back to the TV Cast, the show we talk about TV shows, streaming shows, we don't care about spoiling them. And welcome to the Season 2, I guess, recap, House of the Dragon.
Finale / we missed a couple of episodes.
Yeah, because we were supposed to be on break, but then we weren't, and then we were, so...
Yeah.
Anyway, let's talk about House of the Dragon Season 2 now that it's over.
Yes.
Last episode dropped yesterday, today? Not sure.
Yesterday, technically?
And when you're listening to this, it's probably been a couple of days, because I'm not going to edit this right.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was the Queen, whoever was the last episode, but we haven't... We did the first 4 episodes?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we haven't talked about the last one we talked about was the red
The Red Dragon and the Gold.
Didn't we talk about what happened after that?
No, 1, 2, 3, 4 episodes is all we made.
Really? Okay.
So we have episode 5, Regent, episode 6, Small Folk, episode 7, The Red Sowing. Sowing, is that how you say it? Sowing. And 8, The Queen Whoever Was.
Alright. Well, that's good, actually, because I would say that the Red Dragon and the Gold was... I mean, I'm not going to say the last good episode, but...
That's the one where the dragon fight was, right?
Yeah, the big dragon fight, yeah. Everyone
and
was
King,
like, ooh,
what's his name, got burned.
Aegon. Yeah.
I'm never going to learn those names.
But it was kind of interesting that we've been talking... Throughout the first season and the first 4 episodes of season 2, we talked about first how much better the writing is.
Yes.
How much more focused it is.
Yeah.
On like a smaller number of characters and actually like developing those characters instead of just like having 60,000 different strands of stories going on. Mm-hmm. And second of all, how good the cinematography is.
Yes.
In episode 5, 6, 7, and 8. That kind of went away.
A little bit.
It's almost like we wished it into existence. Like, oh no, it turned into Game of Thrones all of a sudden.
Kind of did.
Yeah, because immediately in episode 4, the very very first shot of it was actually the first episode where it looked like who is actually the cinematographer of this show because it looks so good. And now I don't remember because it was weeks ago, but I was like, oh, that's really nice, cool guy, you know? And then the first shot was like, oh, that was like a generic establishing shots. And then just the whole episode is just reverse shot, people talking in rooms. There's like no cool flowing moves, no like interesting camera movements or anything. It was just generic. It was like, oh, all right, well maybe this one director, because there's different directors, of course.
Yeah.
You know, wasn't as good at that. But then, you know, episode 6 and episode 7 was kind of the same thing. Where the cinematography
Claire Kilner was for episode 5.
Director.
Yeah.
Yeah. A girl.
Well, I don't think that's the issue.
Woman!
I was trying to remember what the shot was that you were referring to, the landscape shot.
Yeah, the first, it was like, oh, that's... Because it was like...
That's it?
Yeah, if it also I don't remember if that was if I was thinking like, oh, that's a real establishing shot or if it was a CGI shot. I don't remember, but it stuck out to me like, oh okay. And
the only thing good that led to is that the sea snake actually stepped into his house again.
yeah.
Instead of just being by the ship.
Yeah, I mean. Sure, it is because it's been a few weeks, but I mean, I don't remember much about episode 5 and 6. Other than, of course, Aegon survived, which we speculated.
Yeah. I mean, he's crippled, but...
Yeah, extremely crippled. And then Daemon keeps having, you know, his little nightmares in Harrenhal. But also weird. Work keeps going on around him. And then there's the witch who's like, I don't know, it feels like she was trying to control him, But judging on what happens in episode 7 and 8, she's not.
No, she's not. I think she's just trying to like guide him or something.
Yeah. And then they introduce, well, not introduces, but they add Adam of Hull whatever.
Adam of Hull
and his brother. You're like, why are we focusing on these characters? And like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And just introducing more and more, like spreading out the characters and giving them their own story arcs. It's just like, no, don't. Focus on, Rhaenyra. Focus on, what's her name? Alicent,
yeah.
Yeah. Focus on what's interesting here. Then, of course, there is the 7th episode, which is at least something interesting happens there. They realize it's like this is going to be a war of dragons, and that's a whole thing. There's a whole, I think it was an article I read many years ago about how if dragons existed, we would still be in the Dark Ages.
Well, yeah,
because if you can control dragons, you won. You won.
Yeah, you don't need anything else, really.
And there won't be any more like scientific. There will be, of course, some scientific steps forward, but most scientific like projects, are created because of war.
Yeah,
war and medicine. That's where we get new technology from. But if you have a dragon, why would you need to?
The only thing you need to develop is something to destroy dragons, possibly, but that would be like kind of in the wrong direction to develop humanity.
Yeah. And here it is. They've really taken that to heart here. That they know that it doesn't matter how many armies they muster. Like, if they have more dragons, they're just gonna win. Yeah. That's it. If the enemy has 2 dragons and you have 4, you won. Doesn't matter if one of them is Vhagar.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
especially not since in episode 7 we see how a bastard claims the 2nd largest dragon. So like she has 5 dragons, one of them being just slightly smaller than Vhagar. Like, you're fine.
Technically 7, and they mentioned 7, and then of course,
right? They mentioned 7.
Baela or Baela's little sister.
Yeah, the younger one.
Yeah, who's out looking for the wild dragon, which I was like, that was cool. That they mentioned that there's wild dragons, or at least one wild dragon.
They mentioned a few.
Yeah.
But like that's one of them they know about.
Yeah.
And we do see that there are eggs in the
caves.
What's it called? The Dragon Cliff Caves? The Dragon Tooth? What's it called?
I don't know. Too many names. Yeah. The place where the dragons hang out.
Yeah. Rhaenyra's castle keep.
Where dragons rule.
Yes.
Dragonforce said. Yeah. Honestly, like I said, not a lot happens. Other the big ones being, Aemon taking over as Prince Regent.
Yes.
While the king rests. And then him being an even worse king, because he's not he isn't just, neglectful. He just actively seems to hate everything.
Yeah.
He's megalomaniacal. And there's bunch of details that I don't remember if I just forgot or if they just glossed over, but the whole blockade so that almost no food comes into King's Landing seems to be exacerbated when he becomes Prince Regent.
No, technically it's not. It's just that it's been going on for so long now that they're actually there's no food left.
Okay, yeah.
And I don't remember them talking much about it until then, to be honest, but apparently it's something Rhaenyra has caused.
Yeah. There's some sort of blockade, yeah.
Yeah. But then she breaks it by sending her own little boats with food. I don't get it.
Yeah. That's it's episode 6, Small Folk, which is more focused on the small folk, which now also makes sense then, because one of the people we follow, the blacksmith, whatever he is, with the sick daughter, he is one of the bastards who becomes a rider.
Yeah. It makes sense then that we've seen him a couple of times.
Yeah.
throughout episodes.
Yeah.
Small, short clips, mainly him and his wife going, "Oh, we need to escape, but we can't leave. We're waiting for payment from the king.
Yeah.
We're never gonna get it." And they just keep repeating that. And then we see the Ulf, the dude who claimed to be a Targaryen, and when they finally like, "Oh, but all the Targaryen bastards are gonna have a shot.
And
you
he's
should
like,
go." And he's like,
And I was like, "Oh, has he been lying?" But no, I guess he didn't.
no.
He
And
just,
then, of course, he's an absolute douche when he does get a dragon.
yeah, of course. This is what Jace was talking about. Like, these people don't know. Well,
I mean, the blacksmith seems fine.
yeah, and whatever Adam's brother is.
Yeah, the other of Hull.
Yeah, that was a cool thing when Seasmoke just sought him out for some reason.
Yeah. Just happened to find him and went, "Ooh, I like you."
Yeah, that was a
And
cool.
then he gets the one called Sea Smoke.
Yeah,
Because he's of the seahorse dragon people.
seahorse dragon people. The
Don't they have a seahorse for their
I don't know. They call Corlys the sea snake.
All right.
He's their illegitimate father.
He is. I just have to clarify this. Those two of Hull dudes that we see talking to each other all the time, they're his bastards, right?
Yes, which they confirm now in episode 8.
Yeah.
When Adam talks to him.
And he's just never claimed them.
Yeah.
Publicly, but he's claimed them to them. Like, they know who their father is. They're aware of it and all that.
I get the feeling Adam does. And that
But the younger one doesn't really
know. He's just excited that the Corlys, their king or whatever, their lord, cares so much about Adam, and that's going to give them, privileges.
Yeah.
But Adam isn't so keen on taking that, privilege because what he explains in episode 8.
Yeah, like you said, like, why do you care now all of a sudden?
Yeah, no, just because your children are dead. Now you care.
Yeah.
Well, good riddance. Yeah. There's just a lot more. We've talked about that in the first 4 episodes as well. That there's a lot of like meandering. Like the war still doesn't feel like it has started.
Not properly, no.
Even though the first season ended with the whole like, "This is war," and then we're kind of preparing. There's been little battles here and there, but not really. There's been a lot of like moving on territories, but there hasn't been like outright war. Like
because most of it's just gathering forces still.
Yeah. So now we reach the end of the second season, and now they march off to war.
Yeah. See, I watched episode 5 like last week or something when we were supposed to record about it, but then we didn't have time.
Yeah.
So then I watched 6, 7, and 8 yesterday and today, and I was when I started today, I didn't know which episode I was on until I like pressed play, and I was like, "Oh shit, I'm halfway through episode 8." But what? I thought I was like halfway through 7, maybe.
Yeah.
No. I had like 20 minutes left of episode 8, and I was like, "Well, we're not gonna go anywhere on this. This is gonna end on a very terrible cliffhanger," which it's not terrible, but it's very
It is kind of terrible, though. And I think we're going to focus more on episode 8. Like we said, not much happens in 5, 6, and 7. There's a lot of preparing.
Yeah.
There's not any really big reveals. Yeah, exactly.
Reveals, no. I guess it's the Dragon Riders are the big reveals.
Yeah, we went over that.
Yeah, because once it's done. It's like, okay, cool.
Yeah. So
we don't get to see them being personalities properly yet.
No. So
they just claimed dragons.
Yeah, the big thing is that now, first of all, the whole B plot of Daemon raising an army in Harrenhal and maybe even wanting to take the throne for himself, which they were hinting at in episode 6 and 7, that just immediately disappeared because all this building him up. And the witch seeming to want to, like, "Oh, you're stronger than you think," blah, 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 blah. I was trying to do an Irish accent, but it wasn't good enough.
It didn't really.
But ultimately, her goal was to show him the future?
Show him the vision, I guess.
Show him what his place in all this is? And it turns out,
which was just a bunch of clips from Game of Thrones.
Yeah, it was just it was showing Game of Thrones. Oh no! But then which ultimately, ends in him once again swearing fealty to Rhaenyra. So the whole army he gathered here, we were like worried he was going to use it against Rhaenyra. No, now they're just going to fight for him or for her.
Yeah.
Oh, for our queen. Oh, so what was the fucking point of all that?
Yeah.
Where it didn't go anywhere. He went to Harrenhal in episode 3.
Yeah.
To raise an army for Rhaenyra. And then he was like, but actually, I want to be king, so I'm gonna raise an army for me. And then when we reach the end, he's like, no, I'm raising it for Rhaenyra. It's like, but then what was the point? Then this could have been 10 minutes instead of 4 episodes.
Yeah. Honestly, that entire little arc seemed so unnecessary because even though he kept saying things about him wanting to fight for himself and it was his rightful whatever inheritance,
yeah,
we still just got a bunch of him being out of his mind and having weird sex dreams with his mother.
Yeah.
And young Rhaenyra for some reason.
Yeah. Yeah, it didn't lead anywhere.
No. I'm guessing they're playing on the fact that he, as well as many other Targaryens, has gone a bit mad. But it must, it's not enough.
It must lead somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't just go from, oh, yes, my queen, I fight for you. And then the arc ends with, yes, my queen, I fight for you.
Exactly.
Since the in-between there is he actually gonna?
Yeah. Do they call the vision that, or the dream, I think they called it, that Rhaenyra's dad told her about? He heard it from his father.
I think so, yeah.
They say, it's Aegon the Mad's original dream or something, right? Or some King Aegon the First or something?
Some Aegon King, yeah, I don't know which one.
Do they call him mad?
No.
No, they don't, right? That's later.
That's later.
Call him mad.
And that's the king that Jaime Lannister kills.
Yeah.
So he's not alive.
Daenerys' father.
Yes.
Which is a few generations down the line.
Yeah.
Which is why it's definitely mad, because Targaryens are so inbred.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the Mad King. So that's not
even though Rhaenyra's sons are all half-blooded Targaryens.
Yeah, but we did do that.
Right.
We went through the patriarchal lineage, and except for her, there are a lot of true born
bloods.
Pure bloods. Yeah, being born later on. So
that's true. Right, they have their own. Her and Daemon are supposed to have children as well.
Yeah, exactly. Which is not good. Not good for the gene pool.
No. Which is why they all go mad, I guess.
It's a miracle that they aren't horribly deformed and just physically ill. Because that's one thing. They all look, they're very
pretty.
Pretty, yeah. It's just that's not how inbreeding works. That's you become all messed up.
It's a fantasy show, first of all, and second of all, twice now. Once in I think it was the end of season 1 or beginning of season 2, Rhaenyra gives birth to a dragon child that dies instantly.
Oh, that's true.
And I think Daenerys does as well at one point, if I'm not misremembering. Or maybe that's in her dream.
Yeah, no, yeah.
No, that's the first child she has, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Well, the only child she has.
Yeah.
It's a deformed little dragon thing, and it dies instantly.
Yes.
It's where they do the weird voodoo thing with the horse and the spirits and shit.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing that's part of the inbreeding, because they actually have dragon blood or something.
Sure, yeah.
Too much dragon blood brings forth a dead dragon.
Dragon baby.
Dead dragon baby.
Dragonkin, yeah. No, but yeah, so there's not much more to talk about story-wise. The whole season is about mustering armies and are we actually gonna have a war? I don't know.
Because that too, the last discussion that happens between Rhaenyra and Alicent is trying to avoid an actual war by opening the gates to allow Rhaenyra to just walk in and claim the throne. First of all, that's not how it works.
No, which she mentions, she has to kill the king.
Yeah, partially that, and also but Cole and Aemond? Aemond.
I don't know.
Still are out there, the prince ruling. are still out there with an army and a dragon. Like, they're just gonna come back to King's Landing and, like, try and take it back.
Yeah, but they have more dragons.
Sure. But, like, it's not that easy. They're still gonna have war, probably.
Of course. But, I mean, it's basically gonna be one. Because a lot of the people who were... swore, and fealty to King Aegon would just, switch,
probably,
and go with Rhaenyra when she takes over, because that's just what you do. Especially since people weren't very happy with what the High Towers and King Aegon and now Prince Aemond are doing.
Yeah,
calling her the Fish Queen or whatever it was, Queen of Fishes.
Oh yeah.
Because, all we have to eat is fish. Fish is good. What are you talking about?
Fish is healthy.
I'd rather eat...
We want meat.
Yeah, meat, sure. That was... Just quickly going back to that episode. That's a small folk episode.
Yeah.
When Rhaenyra's sneaky little boats show up on the shore, and all the small folk are running for the fresh vegetables and fruit. And the guy, the blacksmith guy, the Targaryen... He grabs he beats up a guy and takes his vegetables and runs home. And in the next, I don't know if it's the next episode or if it's just in the next scene with him, because, they were like, their daughter is dying because they don't have any fresh food and everything. Now they have all this fresh food, and still, their daughter is dead the next time we see them. It's like, what? The food didn't help? What was the point of that?
No, she was sick also, which they don't really point out. You just see it in the background, kind of.
What was the point of killing her?
I don't know.
Why focus on that so much?
That was the main issue with the last 4 episodes. A lot of side plots and side stories starting up with random people that we don't really, first of all, need, as far as we know. And at least not in this season. Maybe in the next season they'll need them, but give them space then. Just like, I don't know. Yeah, or build them up properly, not just with random little clips throughout the season that tell us nothing about them, except for, he's good with building weapons, and he's, faithful to his wife and his king. Until he gets offered the chance to maybe have a dragon, then he's gonna leave his king. Yeah. So what does that tell us about his character? Nothing, really.
Yeah, there was a loss of focus that I think made this season worse.
Yeah.
And especially, like, the way they set up, you mentioned that the cliffhanger was terrible, but then kind of walked it back. I think the cliffhanger was terrible. Because, so they have Alicent show up and saying, like, what, you can have the throne. I'm done with all this. Like, obviously I made a mistake. And we're like, bitch, Rhaenyra tried to tell you, like, 4 episodes ago, you idiot. Yeah. That's why she came to the church. And you were like, it's too late now. It's like, but now you come crawling, motherfucker. Now when it's convenient for you, okay. And she says, like, you can take the throne while Aemond is away doing whatever he's doing, And she's like, well, I'm gonna have to,
chop off his head.
Yeah, take Aegon's head. And she's like, there's a long pause. And she's like,
she's considering
and
it.
then, like, oh my god, that was good. That was good.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, Larys Strong, the Whisper guy, the Clubfoot guy, who seems to be, he's very, he's taken a lot of pity on the king. He seemed to like the king before, for some reason, I don't know. I thought it was because...
I think he saw someone he could control, maybe.
Yeah, but that didn't, almost felt like, at first I thought it was because of that. But now he seems to, like, then he shouldn't care more now that the king has no power anymore. But now I guess he's just feeling pity on him because he is malformed just like he is or something. Okay. So they flee to Bravos or whatever they mentioned. Where the goat
they did, right? Yeah. I was like, is that what happened?
So
I think I lost focus a little bit towards the end until I saw that.
Under the cover of night, basically, Larys and King Aegon, they flee the castle, King's Landing. As Rhaenyra now is, her new plan is to march on King's Landing, kill Aegon, and just be done with the war. But now Aegon isn't there, which means she can take the throne, but the king still lives, so it doesn't matter. So the next season is going to start with a big. Oh, okay. So there's still going to be a war because Aegon is gone. We have to find him to actually win. So, it's
and also another little side plot and annoying cliffhanger to me was the fact that I think the last thing we actually see is Otto Hightower cowering in
a cell
on a boat.
I didn't
realize
being
which
thrown
boat.
in prison.
No, I don't think we see that. They mentioned throughout the last episodes that, like, oh, he doesn't answer letters anymore. Because Alicent keep asking her brother if she, like, did you talk to our father?
Yeah.
Has he sent you any letters? He's not sending me any. And, like, he's not replying. Oh, he's probably busy or whatever.
Yeah.
Apparently, at some point, which we never get to see, he was captured by someone.
Yeah. Which was weird to just literally throw in a 3-second clip of in the very end of the last episode. Like, oh, what's that all about?
And like they showed us a boat, and then it looks like he's in a cell on a boat. But we don't know if
get that. The only boats I thought of was the ones that the Lannister twin got from the other country, whatever it is.
Yeah,
where he had to fight
across the Narrow Sea
warlord thing.
Yeah, where he fought with the lady who wanted him to impregnate her wives. Also, another side plot that felt very unnecessary. Like, sure, they want to gather armies, but like now they're introducing more characters.
Yeah, so now we have all these different factions. Sure, they're really only fighting for two sides, but they're all these different side plots now.
Yeah,
and they're trying to build up more characters. Like he was always just he was there from the very beginning, the Lannister twins, but they were always there in the background, They were at the small council and stuff like that.
I barely registered that there were two of them. I thought it was just the one.
Yeah, because it didn't really say it. All of a sudden it was just, my brother it was talking about. And
but then
he acts kind of
do we ever see them in the same room?
I think in the first season.
Yeah, but I don't know. In this season, I mean.
I don't know.
Because then it just felt like, oh, he's very fast at traveling. I didn't connect that he was actually his brother. I was like, how the fuck did he end up on the other side of the ocean?
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
He seems a little bit different. Maybe it's not him. And then, the whole pirate lord, or whatever, the merchants, I guess they're technically.
Yeah.
And they're bringing back the issue of the stepstones, which was something in the first season that never really got clarified.
Yeah. And
which also feels unnecessary.
Now they bring up the stepstones again, and that is going to be like it's so important to have the stepstones.
Yeah.
Because then
really?
It has to do with trade routes, and you're just going to jack up the prices of food. Well, it's like there's a lot of because. That would have been interesting if the focus was on the politics, which it isn't anymore.
Yeah.
It was much more in the first season, that's why I like the first season. Also, did you notice who played the commander of the ships? The lady?
Girl?
Yeah.
Lady? No, I didn't recognize her.
It's a YouTuber.
It is?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm trying to find her in the cast list now.
I think his name's Abigail Thorne or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
She has acted.
I don't even remember what the character name was.
No, me neither. Either way, it was kind of funny because I know she's done other things. She was in The Acolyte, a few episodes. Some character.
Sharako Lore, maybe. Yeah, Abigail Thorne.
Yes.
I have no clue who that is.
Okay, she has a channel called Philosophy Tube. She's one of those philosophy YouTubers / lefty YouTubers.
Okay.
Not
Thorne sought to provide free lessons in philosophy in the wake of the 2012 increase in British tuition fees.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah, her videos discuss philosophy through a left-wing perspective, often informed by developments in contemporary politics.
Yeah.
But since 2018, the channel has become more theatrical.
She's a what's the other? She's a ContraPoints wannabe, which is kind of funny because a few years ago, there was so much fucking ContraPoint's bootlicking on that channel. It's like, oh, yeah. ContraPoint is much better. Anyway, that was just funny to see her in a big role because she's not like an established actress. She has.
We don't know if it's a big role. Maybe it's just this, and then next season she dies in episode 1.
I don't know. It feels like they're setting her up now. That they're going to be a thing.
Does feel like
they're there in the end. He's standing in the ship, and she shows like next to him. I don't know. And we still haven't had the like so far. Yes, we've had a bunch of like death and destruction now, but it's always been off in the distance. We haven't had any main characters dying yet. A couple maybe, So I don't see them introducing a character just to kill her in the next episode.
No, that's true.
I don't get that.
No, we haven't had any main character deaths at all this season, really.
No, yeah.
Because no one's died. Well, no one's died so far of the main characters. They've only been
that's not
injured.
True.
Who died?
What's her name? Corliss's wife, the queen who never was.
But that's true.
Rhaenys.
Rhaenys.
Yeah, Rhaenys died.
Yeah, that's true. But that's the only one, and that was in episode 4.
And the Blackwood guy who Daemon forced his men to like rape and pillage the Bracken.
I don't know if he's main character.
No, I don't know. I know, but he had like a bigger speaking part. Yeah, they killed him. But yeah, that's it. We haven't had any like.
Other than that, was
so far from
a child we barely knew.
Yeah.
Even though it was the heir to the throne, and rat catchers.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
We barely knew.
Yeah.
And that's about it. Oh yeah, and the child of the blacksmith dude who we never really
died off screen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pointlessly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's one more point that really bothered me, which is also a bit of a cliffhanger and brought in more of a connection to Game of Thrones. Because basically at the same time as Daemon having his vision with the old wood tree thing, where the tree bleeds and he's got a...
The vision,
yeah, everything. The Night King, or whatever they called him.
Yeah, he's seeing. So that's why I said winter is coming.
Yeah. We also have Helena sort of revealing that she seems to have a connection to the other side properly, because she tells her brother, Aemon, that she's seen it. Like, I see you fail, or whatever she said. Yeah.
And she's in...
Which is just making me think
in
that
his vision. Daemon's vision.
Right, she talks to him.
Yeah. Which also came out of nowhere.
I mean, she's had these little mumblings, and if you listen to them, some of them connect to things that happen later on, like she's predicting the future. So you remember, it's very late in Game of Thrones where they actually explore that properly. But
then I don't know. I haven't seen it.
In Game of Thrones, you have the Stark boy who breaks his legs.
Yeah.
He later on shows signs of like...
Yeah, that I know. And he becomes the Raven, whatever.
Yeah, I think... Is she possibly like the Raven then for this?
Yeah. But the problem is there's no... She's just there in his vision. There's no like... Dun, dun, dun! There's no...
No.
They're not...
And then they're just cutting to her talking to Aemon instead about things she's seen.
Yeah.
But they're not showing us that she understands it or how she understands it.
Yeah.
Once
again, the problem with having too many main characters now, like you can't focus on everything. That could have been its own little episode where she, if they had the time to do that, where she like realizes she has these powers of perception and she can see the future and shit.
Where she finally understands all these things that she's been seeing her entire childhood and I guess life. I don't know how old she's supposed to be by now.
But it's that is unceremoniously shown to us in a vision from another character.
Yeah.
Who doesn't even react to it. So
he doesn't even mention, it's my niece.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So what's the point?
Yeah.
It's all just set up.
Yes. That's my main issue with this season. As I finished it, I was like, so this is literally just what I don't remember which Resident Evil it is, but when they're literally just traveling from point A to B to start the next movie,
the
there's
fourth
like no
one.
Right, yeah.
No, the 5th one. Sorry. When they're in the underground lab thing.
Yeah,
and they're walking through different like training areas.
Yeah, and they end up going like almost coming to the White House, whatever.
Yeah,
like so that's where the movie was supposed to start. The White House.
They get to the White House, and she gets her powers back, which she lost in the 4th movie. So now we're back to square one. And now we can fight again. It's like, oh no.
That's what this season was starting to feel like, and in the end of episode 8, I was like, oh, so this was just preparing for the war.
Yeah, it's treading water.
This was only like we didn't go anywhere. We lost one character, really, and we gained troops of various kinds, which could have all been like one episode, really, or 2 maybe tops.
Do you know what this was? This was dragging it out so we can make a 3rd season, so we can make more episodes, we can keep people watching. This is a TV show now.
Yeah, and apparently the 3rd season is not coming out until like 2026.
Just insane.
Yeah.
That's not how you do a TV show. You do one season a year, for fuck's sake.
Honestly, since it's only 8 episodes, maybe like not wait an entire year until the next one.
No, that's what you do. Every year you have one season. That's how TV shows always worked. Sometimes if it was like, it premiered in the fall, it overlapped. So started in 96 and the season ended in 97.
Yeah. And
then the new season started in the end of 97. It was one season per year.
Sure. So this should, if we're going by correctness here, this should premiere season 3 in
2025.
May, June 2005?
No.
25. No. 2005. I wish.
Yeah, because the first season was late 2022. So we had nothing for almost a year, or for an entire year, and then it was almost 2 years before the 2nd season came. Which that one I could understand because it was probably still delayed from like problems with COVID.
Yeah.
But at this point, like you're making the episodes now. The shit's over.
Yeah.
Like,
didn't they have issues with the writer's strike though?
That might be it too. Yeah.
But also, season 1 was 10 episodes. We got 2 more episodes out of that one.
Yeah. Why was this only 8 episodes?
I don't know. This. No. Honestly, they didn't need more episodes because what else are they going to put in there?
Sure. Yeah. Sure.
If they had properly fleshed out all the characters they wanted to introduce, then maybe we could have had more of the bastards, for example, and even more of like, because the younger Bela or whatever her name is, her whole like little adventure walking around finding the dragon is also just sprinkled in there for a few minutes.
Yeah, and that's
every now and then. And it's also just her walking, literally.
And then that's a big, like, big thing. It's part of the end.
Find the dragon.
Like, it's part of the end montage. Like, why is that? That should have been, like, maybe the end of one episode, not, like, a big, like, oh my god! Because it's going to be like, oh, we're going to have another dragon for season 3. We already have a bunch of other dragons.
Yeah. They mentioned throughout that she never, like, no dragon attached to her, or I don't know if they say that she wasn't even no, that's Helena's not interested. She just never got one that matched with her.
Yeah.
Or I don't know what they call it.
Call what?
The link between dragon and rider. I don't know if they have a word for it.
No.
So I guess she finally finds her dragon, but that's not something we've been like worried about, really.
No.
That's not a plot point that anyone's really cared about.
No.
Which is good for her, because she's been complaining, but like... So? That could have been part of the next season then, instead.
Yeah.
Did she just abandon the little boys then? The Rhaenyra's sons?
Yeah, sort of.
Nice! And the little dragons that had just hatched?
Yeah.
Which I guess are the boys' dragons, but still?
But she was also...
They're like 5!
It's because she needs to find the dragon, you know. they'll be fine. You know, she probably didn't.
Yeah, sure.
She probably didn't think it would take her like 3 days to find the dragon. That's the thing.
Did she leave him in the airy with the lady who doesn't want to have them?
No, they were going back home. What do you mean?
No, they were being sent to Bravos.
What?
Yeah, I don't remember her name. The aunt or whatever the fuck she is.
But she didn't leave them in the airy. What do you mean by that?
Because they were still in the airy.
No.
When
she runs away, they're leaving the castle. There's a big wagon or a big party, and she's walking behind them. And as they're walking, she veers off to the
wanders
side.
off. Yeah, but then also she's sending the boys to Bravos alone?
Yeah, but she'll catch up as soon as he finds the dragon.
I guess.
She wasn't gonna... I mean... whatever.
Yeah. Details. I guess they could have fleshed out if they had more time or interest in it, but they didn't. Because why? I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this season ends exactly like the first season ended, really, with war.
Yeah, but instead of me being super hyped for season 2, I gotta say, not very interested in continuing watching the show.
No. I mean, even though I knew we were like delaying recording, I was like, I'll just save watching the episode so I remember them, because I'm afraid I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
If I watch them too early.
Yeah.
Which is a bad sign, because that means I'm not super interested anymore.
That's why also...
If I just watch them to remember what we're supposed to talk about.
That's also why I was like, we don't have to record this, because I wasn't super interested in keep watching.
Yeah.
It's not
good that we finish it.
Sure.
We'll finish it off.
And it's not that it's bad, it's just not close to as good as the first season was.
Yeah.
To the point now towards the end where I'm like, what are you getting at? Like,
what's the point here?
Move along. Can we get to it?
Yeah.
It's been 20 hours now.
Yeah.
And you're still meandering around and like, this war will ruin everything. Yeah, well, so start the war then. Get on with it.
Yeah.
Get to the dance of dragons.
They keep having the same issues with like, people don't... Rhaenyra keep going over and over, people don't believe in me, people don't trust me, even though I'm their queen. They're like, looking past me because I'm a woman. Like, yeah, but you've been saying that for 6 episodes now.
Yeah.
8 episodes, really.
That was still a thing in the last episode.
Yeah, can you like put your foot down and maybe like demand or whatever, earn their trust or something? Do something that makes them believe in you?
Yeah.
No. You're just scolding them and alright, she slapped the guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
In front of the servants? It's like, yeah, so
yeah.
Did it do anything? No, not really.
No. And the fact that Daemon just like, oh no, I'm actually on your side now again. So what was the damn point of any of this?
I don't even understand what part of the vision made him think that, I have to follow her.
Because a white-haired woman will save everyone from,
Oh, right, he only saw the back of her.
Yeah. I don't think it's that he's mistaking, because that would be so... In a prequel like this, when we know that it's almost 200 years before the Night King comes, to show him, visions of that, but make him think that this is something that's going to happen now. That was Rhaenyra he saw instead of Daenerys. That would just make him the dumbest character in television history. So I really hope that isn't what they're doing. I really hope he understands that, yes, in 170 something years, the Night King will come. Winter will come, and this is why we need a unified kingdom.
Yeah,
just like when she explained the Song of Ice and Fire to Jace.
Yeah,
like that's the point. And now he sees the same thing. So instead of having Alicent, basically King Aegon, but Alicent and Rhaenyra fight for the throne, and then have him fight for the throne as well. He realizes that no, we need to be a united kingdom, to fight,
to be able to
fight this existential threat.
That will come in 100 years.
But then, even if that is what they're doing, and that's where this ends up, we know that 150 years from now, it's all fucked up again, because that's what Game of Thrones is about.
Yeah.
So
yeah, because at the same time, if he realizes or understands that it's not now, but sometime in the future, in the near future or far future, it doesn't really matter. He even says like, "Oh, it's until our death or the end of our story," which kind of hints at him going, "Yeah, that's not part of our story technically."
Yeah.
So why does he care if they're united now? He could just take the throne for himself and then unite them.
No. I don't think that's not. That's bad.
Yes, it is. I agree.
No, that's bad.
How did he understand that he shouldn't do that?
Because
if he doesn't know,
well,
unless he thinks the Night King is coming sooner than we know it is.
Well, we just saw the vision. It was probably more for him. He got more information than we did.
That's true.
Because they wanted to reunite those two characters.
Yeah.
So having him that not understand the vision fully would just be dumb.
I think the vision entirely was dumb, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, sure. Because it's just, it's hinting of things we know are going to happen. And whatever they do in this show, the
has no effect on what happens later on. Because it's already happened for us.
It's already happened, and even if it hadn't already happened, it's things that's going to happen in almost 200 years.
Yeah.
So... yeah, that's what I mean. Like, this whole thing now, it's becoming an exercise in futility. Like, what is the point of any of this? Other than, more drama. And that's what the cows want. That's what the sheep want. More mewing. Nah, nah, nah. I guess. Just more shit they can watch while they slowly fuse with their couches. Not like I'm not sitting on my couch all day, but whatever, you know what I mean. Like,
I was about to say, like, what else are you supposed to do?
Yeah. You could watch something.
You can watch better things.
Exactly.
This was good though in the beginning, and that's the issue.
And also, it's still quality, like, television. It's well made. It's just the writing is faltering, and to some extent, the direction and cinematography is faltering. The acting is still top notch.
The acting is still
no one is bad. Some of them are, even gotten better. Like, I think Aegon, in his new, more subdued state, is much more interesting. Yeah, much more interesting.
He's actually showing emotions,
Yeah. Yeah, we even saw Aemond well up when he was talking to Helena on the balcony. It looked like at least. I don't know why he would, but he did. But yeah, I'm not pumped for season 3.
No.
I think we will still at least watch the first episode, and we'll go on from there. Yeah. But it's not like, we're definitely doing season 3 now, like we was with
if we're even excited about it when it comes out in 2026.
Yeah, exactly. We'll see in 2 fucking
by then,
years.
maybe we're like, fuck it.
Exactly. So for now, that's gonna have to be it.
Yes.
Thank you so much for watching or listening. Be sure to, if you like the show, click like, hit the subscribe button, all that stuff. Give us likes. If you're listening to this, check us out on all the other audio platforms. Click the like thing or heart thing or whatever it is there on Spotify or Apple Podcast, or... I heard Google Podcast isn't a thing anymore. I didn't even know that because I don't keep up with all the other ones.
I don't know.
But wherever you're listening to this, give us a like so we can grow and prosper. And if you really fucking love us, check us out on patreon.com/don'tmakeascene. But we'll be back not next week. Not with the TV cast. Now might be a while before we do some TV cast again.
I have a suggestion, and I think it's coming out in a couple of months, so we'll see.
We'll see. But until the next time, check out the spoiler cast, of course. And have a good one. Bye.
Bye.